Chemistry. What is it? Let's find out. Chemistry is the study of matter. It is the study of the composition, so what makes up matter, properties, how that matter interacts with each other and with other forms of matter, and transformations, that is the change that matter undergoes. Whether it's physical, so change in size, color, those properties, or change in compounds themselves through chemical reactions. The definition of matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. So we need to have a measurable mass in grams. Space is your volume. So really anything that has density is matter. If it's missing either one of those, it is not classified under matter. Under this classification of matter, we have pure substances. Pure substances are fixed, have a fixed or definite composition. This is going to include our elements from the periodic table, and when those elements come together, they can form compounds. Those are the base level of all matter. Matter is then built upon the compilation of those elements and compounds and how they interact with each other. So when those elements and compounds come together and interact, they make what are called mixtures. Mixtures are two or more substances that are physically mixed, which means they can be physically separated. There's no chemical bond occurring, it's just attraction or nearness. Composition of mixtures can vary widely to make up everything that is around us. Throughout this semester, you're going to become more aware and increase your ability to identify pure substances versus mixtures and how they interact with each other. Here we have three images, and we're going to go through and identify whether they're a pure substance, so an element or a compound, or they are a mixture, two or more substances coming together. Looking at our first image, we have mercury. Mercury is on the periodic table, element 80, which means this is our pure substance. Specifically, an element. In the middle picture, we have, it looks like some coffee. I would rather some tea, but that's okay. So we have, here we have some coffee and we're adding some sugar to it, and we're going to mix it to increase the sweetness from our bitter coffee. Those are two different compilation of compounds, really. You got water, you've got all the elements and compounds in the coffee, and then you've got the sugar, but that's for another day. This is what we would call a mixture. And then the last one, this is a salt shaker, so what's spilling out is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, also known as table salt. This is two elements. When you have two elements together like that, that is going to be a compound. And a compound is a pure substance, not purse, pure. When someone asks what I do and I say I teach chemistry, they're like, oh my gosh, that's the hardest subject I've ever considered, or oh, you must be so smart. When would you use chemistry? As an instructor, this is my job to help you identify where chemistry falls within your life. And really, chemistry is a central science. It is embedded in almost every aspect of our lives. Many modern materials have been developed by chemists, and the global economy for chemists and chemistry is about a $700 billion within the US industry alone. What does chemistry touch? As you can see from this graphic, chemistry branches out into all different fields. We could look at chemical physics, and that's physical chemistry, which then goes into computer science, mathematics, physics. We have our nuclear chemistry, which we'll talk about later this semester with nuclear medicine. You've got your geological, you've got food science, you've got the medicine, biochemistry side, which is where we will truly focus. But there's no one area here that chemistry is not a part of. If you're going to be studying medicine as a nursing health science major, or if you're going to be a parent and you're going to take a child to the doctors, or you're the caregiver, you're taking someone to the doctor, understanding the medicine and the chemistry behind it only makes you a better consumer, and you're going to ask better questions. So chemistry is not in a silo in and of itself. It is integrated into everything. And if you take that worldview of chemistry, it makes it a lot more applicable and practical to your learning. Chemistry is a science. It follows the scientific method. You're not going to be assessed on the scientific method, but really we want to pay homage to those who have come before us and who are currently working with us in this field. Most importantly, understanding that the process they have undergone for their studies is not linear. Chemists, scientists, people, they're constantly re-evaluating, re-questioning, redoing, reanalyzing our knowledge, our understanding of matter and how it interacts within the universe and the space in which we occupy. If their findings continue to support an idea, that then becomes a law or a theory. However, it is okay that if new evidence arises, our ideas can be updated, they can be changed. And that is why it's so important to constantly be learning and constantly be updating our knowledge within the world so we can be better consumers of the place in which we live.